3 minutes to say it.
I second it. Aye.
Consent agenda?
Ready? Motion to accept.
I second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Business agenda. Consideration possible action December 10th, 2024 meeting. Discussion possible action on the residents requesting grant funding for adding the prayer and bleeding for multi-family meeting.
When you tabled this last month, you said you had something you want to look into.
Yeah, we got several different people that do different things now in town. And they think we need to just not do it. Y'all know my belief, but I'm not gonna go there. I don't think it don't matter. It's what the people want.
I haven't heard that one, and the majority that I've heard from said they do, so that's what I've got.
I have a problem with this being a government meeting and separation of church and state. However, just like they do prayer at the flagpole, if they want to come in before we bring the meeting to order and want to say a prayer before 7, I don't have any problems with that, but I don't think it should be part of the meeting itself. Like I said, it'll be volunteer, it's not town sanctioned, they're just welcome to.
Does anyone have any problem starting meeting off the pledge of allegiance?
Not really.
Okay, well, I'll make a motion that we allow anyone who wants to pray over the meeting ahead of time, and then our meeting start with the pledge of allegiance from now on.
I can second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Yes, sir.
Discussion.
Thank you, Grant County, for bringing that to our attention.
He did it 8 years ago.
I think you've done several times since then, too.
Discussion possible action on fuel card system. Did you find out anything? I've been.
Well, I've got some more questions, because I hate mini cards. Who all needs a fuel card? You, BJ, Wade already has one, Lindy already has one.
Well, they have town.
That's my point. They have access to a card to buy fuel and other things. I would just, and we used to have more, the people quit, so we lost them. But authorizing DJ to his card and you to your card, it's the same process to the people, because they still have to bring the receipts in, whether they had a fuel card or whether they had a bank card.
Yeah,
The difference is the access to the bank account versus access specifically just to fuel.
True, but we got a mayor, and we reconcile that and balance it every month, and if it's misused, I know where the door is to send them out of it. Except for this one, which, he could be everywhere. But no, our employees, if they misuse the card, and we're only talking about an employee and the mayor. The other employee already has access to the card.
Right.
So I don't see any difference, except one happens to be full-time now and the other one's still part-time.
I've used fuel cards in the military, in the county.
Hey, that's
etc.
fine, but you do pay a monthly fee.
Yeah.
It gives her more accounts to reconcile, and
anytime you get a fuel card, you can pay a fee for that card.
well, and not only that, sometimes there's emergencies on weekends, and BJ may need to run to Lowe's and get something. A phone call to one of us to let us know that he's doing it would be helpful. But, we didn't have a problem with Josh, we didn't have a problem with, I don't know who all we had before. No, Kevin, they wouldn't, we never gave Kevin a card, and it didn't seem to slow him down. But anyway, that's my recommendation versus a fuel card. And we already reconciled the bill, we already matched the invoices to the receipts, all the reporting requirements are
So
identical.
what do you,
All we have to do is make a motion, make a motion to add you and BJ to the, not add, obtain a bank card for you and BJ.
I see what you're saying now.
But the same, like I said, the same, just like Lindy has to and Wade has to bring in receipts,
Well, you have to do that.
you have to do that regardless of
No matter what, no
whatever.
matter what you do.
The only thing is don't pull it out and pay for your dinner because you get confused with the card. That has actually happened before.
Mine's a different color.
Well, that's good.
Mine's in a totally different spot.
I warned everybody about that.
I don't have a problem for that, do you?
Yeah, I'm not in favor of it. When we're talking about this fuel card system, we have fuel card systems available that you may have to pay a $5 monthly fee.
But you can't go to Lowe's and buy a piece of pipe.
No, you can't, and I think that's a completely separate issue.
Well, I'm not gonna give them two cards when one will suffice.
I think the reason for the two cards is completely different, and I think that's the reason why you have two cards. One is fuel, and fuel is something that you always have to do, but they don't need to be just going willy-nilly to pick stuff up. You know, if there's an emergency, you know, on the weekend.
They know the
that's
rules
another situation.
of getting the card here. They have to get a PO. It's the same controls whether they're using Lindy's card or their own card.
I get it, I appreciate that you guys are comfortable with that, I'm not.
Okay, well,
That's just where I said them.
I believe a fuel card, I make a motion that we use the bank card as the fuel card and get one for our mayor and our full-time employee BJ.
And just to be clear, my, not being comfortable with this has nothing to do with, trusting anyone with the use of the card, it's just a separation of the two things, as the way I see it, so.
Well, that's fine.
I want that one.
Well, we don't have enough volume. If we got that much volume, we gotta do something because we don't have that many people to use that much gas.
That's, if you'd like to second that one, that's up to you, Carl, but,
The only reason I need one is because I'm an emergency management vehicle.
right.
And if you,
Yeah, well, I say for the emergency management manager.
Yeah.
Let me amend that for the emergency manager.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So you draft, you have a form to request that we have to sign.
Yeah, I'm going into it, I'm ready for you guys.
Okay. Discussion possible action with FY 21-24 audit, Hypo Green TPA.
Did you guys get a chance to look over the audit? It's in your book.
Just got it.
Oh, it was in the stuff from last Friday. The mayor, the packet. Was it Friday you put it in there?
That was in the email.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's pretty standard. We just signed the check to pay for it.
I looked over the agendas, I completely missed this in the past.
I'm going to ask them, it's pretty standard. Linda, you've looked over it, you don't see much difference from last year. It's the same, lack of internal controls because we only have one employee and there's not much we can do about that except keep thinking of ways to split the duties. Other than that, I'm asking them to amend the last page, which they're, yeah, under, it says present, under condition, the talks about there's limited number of individuals, and then it kind of says, you know, and this is true, we did have fraud because the management wasn't overseeing her work hardly at all at that time. But this says currently the town has suspected fraud case being investigated. I just sent an email to them and asked them to amend that to say, refer to the fact that the state audit was completed in January and charges have been filed. And I'll send you tomorrow the date for the charges that were filed. They were filed back in before 6/30. And they were filed like April, May.
Sometimes.
Yeah, so it's not suspected. It's under litigation at the courts.
I would caution you on changing anything like that right now, because even though the state auditor has come back and found it,
Well, but
that
that,
case is in front of the judge, but that case has not been ruled on yet, and at this point in time, she's still considered to be innocent.
yes, she
Until
is.
such time as this
But
becomes.
the point that it's being investigated by the state auditor, so we can at least say, as of the state auditor's report confirming the missing money, that's been confirmed by the state auditor that we're missing $70,000, as it's noted somewhere in the, earlier in the report. That has been confirmed. You can say she's innocent.
Just a section here, currently the town has a suspected fraud case being investigated by
Yes,
the state
because the
auditor.
investigation is complete.
Okay.
Their investigation was released in January.
So what did you request to be changed?
That
Did that just be stricken from the?
not be stricken, but they need to respond. But this sounds like nothing's happening.
Change suspected to active.
Well, it's not even active anymore.
No, I don't-
It's been found by the
It's
state
been found by the
auditor's
state
office.
auditor that $70,000 is missing from the town. That has been confirmed. The state auditor has named the name of the employee that they have accused of taking the money. The newspaper has noted that we have lost the money and that this person has been accused by the state auditor. And accused is the right word. She has been accused.
Acquisitions have been made, that's about it.
So I want people to know we just aren't sitting here, that we're pushing things forward. We've got the state audit done. And I will tell you, her second, the preliminary hearing before her trial date, probably the trial date has been set now, because that was on the 6th of December, was her preliminary. So if I go out there and look, we can see when her actual trial begins. Anyway, you don't have to say that she has been arrested, but that's also a public record. She has been arrested. Anyway,
I would just, that's.
I can leave out the arrested part, but I do want to tell them that the state auditor was completed in January of 2024.
So I would not do anything more than an investigation has been completed and money found to be missing, currently being tried by the Logan County court system, something of that effect, but I wouldn't do anything more than that. Unless we risk any kind of defamation, because
It's not a defamation if you release public records. Her arrest is a public
I'm
record.
saying not to go any further than that, to make sure that we don't risk that.
And that's fine. I don't mind that, but
I
It's
understand-
definitely,
I
it
understand-
is.
yeah, I understand
Everybody
that.
needs to know that we are proceeding and with the prosecution. We have not said we're not filing charges. We have,
Oh, yeah,
you know,
no.
the town has asked the charges to be filed.
Well, we have a
And
responsibility to file charges.
so anyway, I need to call her tomorrow anyway, because I have another question that's minor, irrelevant. So,
Is that all we want?
that's all.
So what do we do something else?
Well, I don't know if you guys want to see it again before we release it or not. It was due, October 1st? State, the Secretary of State's office.
So what action do we need to take at this point, Wendy? Do we need to approve this?
Well, we need-
Or is this,
We do need to sign the rep letter.
okay,
Okay,
that we already. had
that was for
discussion.
educational thing. That we need to sign. That we know of no further, that we have disclosed everything to our knowledge and nothing new has popped out of the
No,
woodwork.
we already signed that.
No, that was for
That's the
educational.
Board of Education, we gotta do something new.
Okay.
We need to sign the rep letter that
So
we've
then
been.
do we need to send this on to,
Well, we just need to tell them whether or not to release it, and I've asked them to, I've told them the only change I have to it is that one sentence. So, if you guys haven't read it, but if you wanted to just, it's, Lindy's read it, I've read it, take it home, sign the rep letter.
pretty much the same thing that has been done.
Yeah, it is. The only, like I said, the only negative thing is our lack of internal controls. And that's because we only have one person and cannot split the duties. In a large company, you've got one person open the mail, one person input the stuff,
I don't have a problem
another
with
person
it.
put the checks.
Turn it on.
And then this is what we're gonna pay numbers.
Yeah, everything's,
Well, yeah, because that's what we looked at compared to the budget. We did good. I mean, we spent just about everything we took in. I'm feeling feisty. I've been singing.
I've noticed that.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
I was hoping to have a quick meeting with somebody that last night.
I'm beginning to think I might grab you or something.
What you got in water?
Nothing. I ate this freaking sugar candy.
That's probably it. You should have sure.
It's like a teaspoonful of sugar.
So,
I don't see anything to do with the situation.
everything looks the same to me.
And I'll leave off the rest part, so, you know,
Yeah, I would.
I just want them to,
I'm happy to have that change to say that that's been done.
yeah, because it has been
Now,
published.
that's public knowledge, public record, I don't have a problem with that. It's facts, I don't know,
That's fine.
really go any further than that.
No, that's fine.
So, yeah, I'm good to go ahead and release that once that's amended.
Do we need to make a motion or?
I think we did it once. Discussion possible.
I don't really think we
There's
have
really
to.
nothing there, I think it,
We
yeah.
just signed the rep letter.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll sign the rep letter.
Okay, all right, I'll do it.
Yeah, we usually all sign the rep letter, just because we want to be
Yeah, we'll do that.
fair with everybody.
Okay?
Okay, good.
Next
But
item
another dam.
is discuss the possible action to restore 25, oh,
It's a resolution.
resolution. Okay.
Would you like me to read this?
Man, I tell you what, this last few weeks have been, yeah,
Resolution 2025-05, a resolution recognizing the years of service provided by firefighters Bill Downing, Chad Kendrick, and Paul Long. Whereas the town of Floral desires to recognize the years of service that have been put in by these firefighters, and whereas Charles Downing has been on the Floral Fire Department since January 5th, 1993, serving on the department for 31 years. And whereas Chad Kendrick has been on the Floral Fire Department since April 1st, 2001, serving a total of 22 years. And whereas our radio Paul Long has been on the Floral Fire Department since February 4th of 1983.
where'd you get that date at?
On all my records, year, is that not right?
I was on this fire part in 1980.
80? I don't know, my number is wrong.
Oh. All right, well, we just added 3 years, that grand total of 1980.
Yeah.
So that would be a total of 44 years of service. Now, whereas these 3 firefighters, they're down, over 97 years of service dedicated to the residents in our town and the surrounding community, and whereas all 3 of these men are retired from the Coyle Fire Department on November 30th, 2024, and whereas their dedication to our fire department and citizens in our community is greatly appreciated, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Town of Coyle extends respect and appreciation on behalf of the Town of Coyle to Charles Downey, Jack Kendrick, and Carl Long for their years of service, and we wish them success in all future endeavors. Approved by the Board of Trustees this 10th day of December, 2024.
I make a motion to approve as amended the 1980 and the number of years service on Carl Long.
I second that motion. As long as you can get us the appropriate date so that we can adjust the numbers.
That's when we moved, so I moved back in 80.
Okay. Still, this is 97 total years of service.
And I started at one time, I started back, moved back here.
Okay, well, we've made a motion, we've got it.
We've got a motion, we got a second, all in favor?
Aye.
I'm gonna
Abstain.
abstain.
Motion passed. Thank you very much. We tabled the franchise election last meeting because we were waiting on some clarification. Had sent a request to our attorney clarification, which came back and said that we can absolutely hold this election under our town meeting act, or we can choose to do it under the county if we want to take those actions as well. OG&E's response was, this is the way we've always done it. I've talked to Spencer. He has gone back to the attorneys and is requesting any kind of statutory requirements, et cetera, that they may have through the Corporation Commission that we may not have access to. But at this point in time, the legal opinion that we have in front of us is that we can absolutely hold this election in our general town election. So,
But at the same meeting,
yeah,
at the same election.
same election, same meeting. Like I said, Spencer is looking
And
for
who did you get that
clarification.
from?
That came from Bryce. He went there and looked at it. Title 16 states very clearly that the town board of trustees can hold an election over any town question. So this is a town question. It absolutely
Well, I
falls.
noticed that is, but is it a
So-
question, is the officer's election a question?
It is. It's essentially any election is a question of the town. Who do you want to run? What are you going to do, et cetera. So both of them can be held simultaneously on the same ballot, according to current statute.
And that's okay with OG&E?
Well,
Because
that's,
they're gonna pay for our election.
OG&E is gonna pay for it if we go through the county, yes. But the response back is that they only wanna pay for this question of the franchise, not both at the same time. So, I don't
That's
see
what I
any reason why
suspected.
we're paying for anything at all. We can hold this election ourselves in April
Oh, under the town,
under the town meeting act.
if OG&E agrees.
If OG&E agrees, and I've asked for them if they've got, and what Spencer told me is that they're not trying to force us to do it under the county.
I'll save them
That's
money.
just the way it would, that's kind of the argument I was trying to make with them is, one, we don't need to pay for it if we don't have to. And, two, I believe it's in everyone's best interest, and I believe this board's intention is for us to continue.
Yeah, with our town meeting.
So, he said that he should have an answer back within the next 2 to 3 days.
Okay.
By the end of this week from them as
Okay.
to whether or not there's any other legal precedents that would prohibit us from doing that we're not aware of.
Okay, well then we
At
need
this
to
point in
table
time,
this
yeah.
right now. Okay.
And then, once we get that information back, I'd recommend holding a special meeting sometime next week to go ahead and determine which direction we go, because if there is some requirement that we have to do it through the county board that we're not aware of, we need to go ahead and get that done now
Okay.
because of the time constraints, with changing.
What did the county tell you that they, how much notice they needed? You mentioned that at one time.
So to hold a, February 11th election would have to be December 12th. If, anyway, March 4th, we'd have to have a resolution by January 2nd. And then hold one on April 1st, we'd have to have a resolution by January 17th.
Okay, so we got time because our franchise doesn't expire until
Till May.
May the 9th. Yeah. So-
However, if we waited and that pushes back the trustee election.
Well, no, that's on April.
If we do both at the same time. The problem that they have, if the county does both of them at the same time, because the trustee election's in April.
Well, let's just see what he says, and let's have, when we get the answer, let's call a special meeting and then
Aye.
make our
Aye.
decision. You like that?
Let's do that.
So we're gonna table this,
Yeah.
Motion to table.
second,
Pending answer from Jeannie.
I second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
That's the year they have, right?
That's E. Just
And as such, make a motion to table items F and G as well.
Oh, I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Fire department report,
It's still there.
Well, that's good news.
Retirement party is next Tuesday at 6 p.m. at the church down yonder where the firehouse Christmas was.
What day? 12, okay,
There's flyers right here.
12, 17?
17th at 6 p.m. down yonder. Come celebrate. Christmas, our Christmas party is going to be that Thursday at 6 p.m.
And this time it's in the, is it, what's that called, the annex?
Generations.
Uh,
It's Generations Church.
Yeah, but I didn't know which building to go to the last time, and then I parked the wrong place.
It's the metal one.
Is it called
It's
their?
not the main
Is it called their?
Bob. It's called Bob, Building Out Back.
Annex, going up back.
I like that, the annex, that's a little better than Bob.
We have some Bob.
I'm sure you do.
Christmas party, same thing. It's gonna be on that Thursday at 6 p.m. As a fire department, as a group, we're all chipping in for catering for our little Christmas party. Our ISO is complete. I completed my first
Who all's
ISO.
invited to this? Everybody gonna
It's
come?
fire department.
Oh, just the fire department?
For the Christmas dinner, yeah.
That's on the 19th.
Yes.
Oh, okay, it's not the same night.
No, the retirement is an open invite for everybody. Christmas party's just kind of for the department.
Where's it at the fire department?
I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided if we want to do it over there too. ISO is completed, first time as a fire chief doing that, and gosh, what a headache. Won't know the results for several months unless our ISO gets messed up, then I will know awfully quick. So, it's been like 2 weeks, so I'm doing good so far, he called me.
That helps with our insurance bill.
Yes. We got a generator quote the other day from Generac to get a standalone generator at the fire department. It was what, 12,000? Start to finish, everything. And being Coyle, Oklahoma, the wind could blow and the power could be out for 3 days, so something we're gonna try to see what we can afford to budget in. Maybe look for a grant to cover it.
Talk to Stephen about the hazard mitigation grant, you gotta cover under that as well. Scott might be something that's viable for going.
Speaking of grants and money, we had put in for a pipeline, the Plains Pipeline grant, since they have a pipeline that runs through, they gave us $5,000. We were approved, we bought new nozzles for, 3 brush trucks? Couple brush trucks, engine, Just, we've needed nozzles for a long time, and they're just so expensive. What did we buy, do you
They're
remember?
brass, aren't
11 nozzles, it was $5,000.
they? Yeah, they're brass, aren't they?
No, these are plastic for the most part.
Oh, really? They're still not expensive.
Forestry is doing, they call it a cabin chassis grant. And it's kind of somewhat like the 80-20 grant. You put in an application or what you're wanting with the amount you're wanting. And it was originally designed for cabin chassis to replace fire trucks as they need replaced, or if they got damaged in a big fire. Well, this year they decided to broaden it out, and you can use it for anything you want. And what did they say, did I tell you, it was like some $21 million or something like that they had to put back for this?
Wow.
So we put in for new gear, all of our gear is expired as of January 1st. So we put in $66,000 for 17 new pairs of bunker gear. And then we put in a second application for $14,000 worth of radios. He said it's not, how do I say it? They're handing out money until there's no money left. So we turned all those in, and I guess one day when Lindsay just says, hey, you got $70,000 in there, yeah, we'll know whether we're approved or not. So, I mean, we're always looking for grants.
Those automatically hit the bank statement, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just got the radios redone. Yesterday, they were trying to phase over to the 800 megahertz system. And DPS is going from around the county reprogramming all of our radios. And it's going to be a major headache learning curve for everybody to figure this out. No cost.
I understand the confusion.
It's major confusion. The brush truck we have that we're revamping it is still, it got taken down to Colgate 2 weeks ago. Hopefully we have it back by next Tuesday, because it'd be nice, because that was one of the first brand new trucks that Charles ever bought as chief. So I'd like to have it in front of the deal
That'd be awesome.
for retirement party. Other than that, I mean, we've been awfully, I don't want to say that
Don't
word,
say it.
slow. It's been really slow with the weather. Sorry, everybody is blowing my phone up. Just working on a bunch of trucks here and there, trying to get everything back up to Maine.
Did you get all the new helmets on?
No, I'm still waiting. It's fire service, they tell you it's gonna be in 4 weeks. We're on, 3 months now, and they're still not in yet, so gotta love it. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Event report?
We held our Firehouse Christmas event on Friday. Had a really great turnout. I heard a lot of good feedback from it. Raised a lot of money that we were able to bless some families with. So, anybody else got anything? Fire department guys?
No, but
It was
wasn't
great.
really special.
That was very cool.
It was great. I mean, I was talking to Galbraith, which he's been a long time with the fire department. He's been on a long time. He said, there are so many people that I have not seen before. I mean, all these new families coming in, getting involved. He said, I haven't seen so many of these people ever before in my time in Coyle. Like where Galbraith knows a lot of the old local timers that have been here. He said it's great to see new families and new faces coming into the community.
Well, maybe that'll help with your recruitment as well, you know?
Yeah.
I
That
know.
it's not just a give, but it's a get back too, you know?
I also saw a lot of the same kids, but we also saw a lot of new kids this year. So there's a lot of new families coming into the area and participating, and hopefully that's something that promotes moving forward in other events. And
Well, like I said, I hope that helps recruitment to the fire department.
Absolutely.
Financial report?
Okay. Current balances as of the end of November. In general fund, we had $78,351.51. CPWA, $76,382.13. And the fire department, $48,542.72. And then you also have your cash activity report and the budget to actuals as of the end of November.
That's not bad. It looked really good. It was a few months ago when they had 96 grand in it. Yeah, I got to take a lot back out.
Anything else?
That's all I got.
All right, maintenance report?
Well, been up, clean up the trees up Broad and First. They're at the drainage ditch across the street from, Heinz place. Jason's been helping me a lot over with it, with his grapple bucket. I mowed the town hall for the last time. With the Smitty's up there got bad gas put in it, and it's still running rough. I mean, I drained the gas out, everything I could, and it's still running rough. I got quotes for heat the shop. Got quotes for electrician to come out to replace lights in the shop because the shop has no lights in it. They're all out. And cleaned up around the shop. I don't know if y'all noticed. And all the crosswalk signs are up. The new signs are up that were faded. So we're slowly getting there. Even the poles the signs that were bent on Main Street are straightened up. Bent them back straight. So, and picked up the Skag last week, Crescent.
I was gonna ask if you got it.
Yeah. And I don't know if y'all.
That's an item.
What,
Yeah.
what size of heater you need in that?
I was looking at a 10,000 BTU. It's the 10,000 W.
Is it electric?
Yes, because I talked to ONG, they won't be able to get gas ran to our shop 3 to 4 months turnaround.
Shit, by then we won't need it.
Right, that'd be like March or April.
I've got other things going in my mind.
So all three of these heaters that we've got here are the electric version?
Yes,
Okay.
they're just the different sizes.
It's an actionable item over there for the day. Once you guys get in touch with it, it's kind of
Okay.
What's that?
actionable item on here.
Yeah.
Figured you'd wait till you get to it.
Thank you. He's giving his report. I'll get there. Oh, thank you.
I'm just going through my paper this year.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's,
you're the last of the big spenders, aren't you?
You guys need to give him a badge and a gun too.
for those, 120 volt.
Sheriff PJ.
240.
Yeah, I was on 30, right, 240, yeah, 240, 240.
We got 240 in the shop.
I think there's a wire that's already hooked up to the heater before, so.
That's it, 240, but it's got a breaker box on it and then gas.
Oh, I know it is, yeah.
Okay. So we'll.
Does it say which one of these, how much square feet they cover?
You wanna clear that item on the agenda?
Oh, it's on the
now, or-
agenda, yeah, we're talking to move on,
I
yeah.
wouldn't trip every time you turn in electric too.
Okay.
Did you have anything else on the maintenance report?
No, sir.
Okay.
I'm all for moving this along, nothing.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be here. Just going through my paperwork here.
You're good, thank you.
Discussion possible action, tree, company removing tree lots, town as freezer, there's an ash leading between Colonial and Mexico.
Okay, on this, the trees, Wade's been working on the burn permit with DEQ. And so I filled out the paperwork, got it back to them, and they sent us an aerial picture of where the burn permit site could be. But because of the lots that the town owns there on Link, being in the floodplain and being within 500 feet of a house, we can't burn there. So they moved the burn permit site to the middle of that field.
Yeah, we can't.
You don't own that property.
Yes, I know. So I don't think that we're gonna be able to
Well, I can ask.
do that. Okay. I didn't know, and I know who owns it based on.
I know who owns it, I know who rents it.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
that's where we're at with that.
Well, and on that, state has that, easement letter, and they should have somebody working hopefully within the next couple of weeks, getting our drive into our tree line. Excuse me. So that
May solve
at
the
this
problem.
point, we solved the problem, maybe a moot point. But it's always nice to have a secondary option.
I have a question.
Yeah,
On this tree stuff, on this little stuff, have you guys thought about getting a wood chipper and just chipping it back into to where you pick it up from?
At the time you cut it down, chip it right there.
Yeah.
We've actually talked about getting, quotes and bids from tree companies, fallen companies to just chip up what we can, but part of the problem that we've got on bids is that the smaller stuff can be chipped up, the larger parts of the tree can't. So it's still gonna be hauled out, so we're still looking at the same burn option, but it's definitely part of an option. It'd be a lot easier to take half the tree over than all of it. Okay, so what?
Can I ask one question before we move on? What does being in a flood hazard have to do with anything?
I don't know. That was just one of the maps that they sent with it.
Oh, okay, good.
Well, and discussions I had a couple of years ago when we were at the conference and stuff, when they look at these things, floodplain is one of those that if any of these materials could be washed away, get into the viaduct, get into any of the streams or whatever, it creates the same problems we talked about with the creek that is piled up now from the last big flood issue.
Because they haven't cleaned that
So
little
that's-
bridge out yet.
Yeah, it's the same type of, that's what they're looking at when they look at floodplain. However, I think Carl had mentioned a few months ago, and I think he's right, I just don't think that the information's been updated via FEMA, that with the new bridge construction and all that, with the widening of the river where it's at, and with all the pylons from the old bridge being gone, we're not, I don't believe, in a floodplain any longer. It's just a matter of updating the information with FEMA. So that's something we need to look at moving forward, but.
We have to have a study done before, you just don't say we're not.
And I think what we discussed is the study's already been done to put the bridges in. If that information hasn't been turned over to FEMA, to be changed. So we just need to get a copy of those studies showing that that is the case, or even that it's been amended in any way, and then turn that over to FEMA, along with the new,
You should be able to get those maps from ODOT.
that's right.
Or those, yeah.
Yeah, I should have a copy of all of that. That's another step that we need to go down the road. So, on the trees, do you wanna?
I will do that next month.
Well,
Or you can't, you gotta put another thing out there.
that honestly doesn't, I don't.
Cause there ain't no way we're gonna be able to do that in his field.
I doubt it, because
Yeah.
I don't know who's gonna, well,
Okay, and then we have this on the
have
next few
you,
weeks.
have you found anything else that you're gonna plant in the spring? We may have a window,
He was out spraying this weekend, I saw. But
spraying weeds.
I don't know.
Well, this is the wrong time of the year, really, it's past wheat time, I don't know what he's
It
gonna.
doesn't hurt us to table this item till
I need to call
January.
Stinchcomb, yeah, or if I,
Because
well,
none of this stuff is in a way that's gonna hurt the town in the next month.
well,
The
unless
only
we have
thing
this.
is just that tree on Lee, you know,
Okay.
I'm afraid
Yeah,
that one
Lee
side's
is
gonna
really
break
bad.
anytime.
Yeah, I will call Stinchcomb, and if he's not planting,
Yeah. Cause there's several people.
then we
in
can have a
town
special meeting and this,
That's a
and
little
decide
further
what
than
to
the
do.
trees.
Okay? So I'll give him a call tomorrow,
So, motion to table.
yeah, make it, nice, second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, discuss possible action with purchase of road closed signs and cones.
Is that for our dances?
I think it's just in general.
Well, we don't have any road closed.
Well, do we have any closed roads? No, we don't. Well, sometimes we do, when there's trees across it.
We get, every time we turn around, we close the road.
Occasionally, we need to close one.
Right. If that tree falls, we need to close the lead.
We're gonna have to redo something to Lee, it's really damaged, all that water going through there.
So I got quotes from Newman Signs, for the road closed signs. So that picture that you've got, the total for one of those is $343.49 for one.
This is, which number back here, 15567, or is it?
All but the very bottom line is that sign that you've got a picture of. So $343.49 is for one of those.
This is really cool, but how heavy is this sucker?
These won't be this heavy.
They're
I mean, I
not,
see steel in there, I see legs, and
they're not bad. They're maybe
can
40 pounds.
a person, can a Lindy, like Lindy and I
Yes.
did when we closed that,
If you have to, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you just send these all down. It's better with two people, but it can be done.
There you go, get some more.
8 foot, 2 to 6 or 7 foot up.
And plus, I was thinking if we get these here, say if I have to leave some debris or something on the side of the road, you know, they'd be good for, you know, like a detour deal, so they can go around it, you know, during the night or something, so the next day it'd be picked up.
Okay, so, I think we all agree these signs are a good idea, and would like to have them. Carl's about to suggest, and I'm gonna agree with this one. That total price, I built these for District 1 for a fraction of that, and I think we probably could, just getting pieces of that, what are that channels, that metal multi-hole channels called? What is it? That's not
Those
right.
things are.
So you're saying we're gonna bid out of wood, right?
Yeah,
Wood's
we-
more heavier than plastic.
Well, there are plastic sawhorses.
It is, but we can get the plastic pieces too, but I've used 1x8, and it really wasn't that heavy, just treated 1x8, it's not that heavy. Then a roll of the reflective tape is, probably about $75-80 last time I looked at it, but we could build several of those for the cost of one here. So, just something worth looking into rather than paying, $400 for one.
We could do that, just as long as we can get the cones and the little signs, so.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So that bottom line is for four of just the like triangle signs that have the,
The little,
The
touch
A-frames,
ones.
the classical A-frames,
yes,
that's 4 of those.
yeah, and then the cones are on the back page.
Where's that? You said the cone, number what here? What, lady? Which one is the cones? Oh, on the back page. So we got 6 at 11 and, did we get to choose on these?
There were two different sizes, I think, some were the tall ones and
Yeah,
some are.
18 and 28.
We have, I mean, we don't have any road closed stuff down at the
Yeah.
shop.
Well, I just wanna know who stole mine. I bought one at Lowe's. It was just a plain orange one. And it was there one day, stuck on top of my old one, and I stuck the bright orange one on top of the old one.
Yeah.
They both disappeared within 2 days' time, and it wasn't because of the all the highway stuff is still laying all around, so it wasn't them.
Hey,
What?
has anybody looked in that NRT building in a long time?
That's the, wait, now you're calling it an RT.
That's what.
The old pump house.
No, the water building.
That is the old pump house for Langston.
Well, I remember the pump house is the thing over there with pumps in it. This was like a water treatment building.
It's the same one, red brick,
The
right?
red brick building,
Yeah, it's
yeah, that's
Langston.
where all of that, there was a bunch of road stuff stuck in there at one point. I don't know if somebody took it out, if anybody's, I suggest someone go look in that building before we get a bunch of road stuff too.
Have you ever been over there before?
building?
Little building.
It's that red brick.
Never been in it.
Just north of,
Yeah,
Lance
the one
Mom's
on
house.
Bowman?
Yeah.
Never been in
It's
it.
an old limestone pump house.
Yeah, I guess, the red brick well house, there's like another pump house back in there.
We're not talking about the white, we're talking about the red
The
brick.
white one has pumps in it, the red brick one I haven't seen any pumps in. So,
What's
The fire department was using it several years ago, there wasn't anything in there.
well, I had seen
Well,
when
that was
Josh
several-
was here, he was sticking road sign stuff in there.
So we just wanna wait on these then, you know?
I would just double check there, I'm not saying we don't need new signs, but, and there may not be anything in there.
Well,
I
I think we need to get new signs.
I do.
I was also gonna say that the $11.67 is not outrageous for those. No, I paid like $18 for my 18-inch one that was here.
I'm good, I think we can settle those things. We've had several, they do this period, they want to talk to you. I think we're gonna have to treat that like a consumable item, they're just gonna.
I know, I mean, they just,
Which one?
Have you ever,
8 and 9,
Um,
18 and 28 inch cones. This is 14, so 18 is that big. Are they worth anything?
well, they're better than one that EM has, the little ones.
You need little ones. I mean, this is a lot. I guess that's 11. Now,
We're
that's
still
11.
constantly,
I think,
Okay.
if we're gonna get the.
Is there, you're gonna be here, Joanne,
Huh?
there's gonna be this size and this size.
you need
We need to get the
get
28 inches.
Yeah, I think so too.
$20 a piece.
Yep.
I mean, it's.
I don't know how many.
I think
We
we-
could put 6
4.
down, so.
Yeah, I think 10 of them would probably be better, better purchase, don't you?
Or 12, a dozen of them.
I wouldn't be opposed to a dozen, I mean, you're talking 200, less than $250, but
Oh, yeah, those are.
Could the fire department go in and buy some with them?
Sure, we'll charge them to you. We'll pay for half of them
What's-
out
what's
of your
your
bank
thought?
account.
Well, how many are you guys gonna get?
Well,
I like a dozen, I like an even
Well,
dozen.
I don't think we'll need a dozen.
That's $240 for a dozen, or,
You wanna make a bulk order is what you're saying, that you
Yeah, maybe
grab
get
some
a-
and they grab some.
If you get I wasn't sure if they get a discount after you buy so many, or,
I don't know, but if we do, I think that'd be a
I
smart
mean, we can do a
play.
dozen, that's 6 on each engine. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
those little ones are
you might as well get the tall ones.
Yeah.
The little ones are good for like out there on the road, like we had an accident or something. They work good for that. Yeah,
you got
sometimes
something
you'll
you're
fill it
gonna have to
over.
shut down for a while,
Yeah,
you want like
that's it.
visibility.
Over and over.
Yeah.
Well, and RX would be,
Yeah, I don't, as long as it's coming out of the right funds, I don't see why we couldn't order the 2 dozen in one shot.
could put us down to a dozen, and we'll can take it out the other time as well.
No problem with a dozen? Okay, yeah. So we at least get you a dozen cones to start with.
Here you make a motion.
You're gonna make a motion for a dozen cones?
And I'm for the town, and
For the
another
town.
dozen for the fire department.
Well, they can do this.
No,
No, we
well,
got
but we gotta pay for it, and we'll charge it to them, it'll be the same order. The fire department is our purview.
Yeah.
We-
So I was figuring that, let me make sure the money came out of whatever account they did.
Okay, you make the motion?
Yeah.
You gonna second it?
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and we want to look at cost of build another day for the closure times.
Well, this
Well,
gives you a good estimate.
You don't have to put one out there. You just take one board, put it, build your little stand. Put that board in there.
You're talking about a sawhorse
Yeah.
with one board.
Well, it's kind of like a sawhorse, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we used to have sawhorses and,
You put your 2 boards sticking straight up. Across that.
And then you stick it.
Each end, you put one out in the middle.
yeah, I know.
We're talking about doing that last one?
No, it's just that I remember
But
6,
it'd
7,
be a
8
lot
years
cheaper.
ago.
Them vinyls, you can find
What, how much is the specific sign?
This is 48 by 30.
How much was the sign on this dude? Did they even say?
Just for one, it was $343.49.
No,
No.
just the sign alone.
It looks like 24 by 30,
The road closed part, that was talking about?
Uh-huh. There's a sign base.
I think it, no, I think that was 91, I think is that. For the sign.
You got a dozen posts, you don't do sign now.
I'm not saying that's not either. Where are you coming up with that 5691, Linda?
That first
Oh,
item.
yeah, okay.
That's,
Let me verify, because I've got the quote here.
that says crosswalk stop on red dot, see attached. Punched for type 3 there. That must be where the holes are.
Yeah.
I good old nail works for you too, probably. Anyway. We'll have to buy the signs, obviously, but we'll have to buy it all.
Well,
Yeah, that first line,
5691 for the
Yep,
sign.
Yep.
you take that 2 by, or
Hold another problem.
2 by 6.
Real close behind.
8 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just screw that to it, 2 by, yeah.
Yeah,
And then, like you don't settle them.
that's probably what used to do.
I got makes it be a lot easier to put your tape, put actually tape across it.
Definitely is, yeah.
Yeah, across the board.
Yeah,
Let's see if I could- let's see if we can-
probably about 4
Well, we're
times
gonna, so
cheaper.
we're gonna have to work with the other signs tomorrow.
Yeah, I'd get on Amazon and see what the cost of all this,
Well,
well, whatever, Lowe's.
you get the Lowe's closed, road closed signs, and you just screw that to the board.
Right. But we'll have to get up here to the sign.
Yeah.
From the sign place?
I'd say at least 2 of them.
Well, that's what
Make 2 of them.
What I'm saying is that sign from this company is $56, just for the.
She's gonna check from our street sign place.
This is our street sign place.
Oh, this is our street sign,
Yeah,
okay.
so $56 for that big 24 by 36 inch
Okay.
aluminum, yeah.
So go ahead and order 2 of them.
You know, 2 or 3.
How many barricades are in there?
So 24 by 30 from Amazon, 69.53.
Yeah.
So that's about it.
Yeah, this is a good price. That's why I just want, I know it's on the sign. It's always been better.
Yeah,
Half
they're,
for one, we have this, that's all on the
Wouldn't hurt to have, wouldn't hurt to have 4, so that way you can get, just that way,
I think I'm on 3, I need a better 4.
you never know when you have to close a couple of those.
Yeah, so motion to order 4 of the.
Call the intersection now, you have to have those equal.
Yeah.
The road close, the
Yeah.
plaques, whatever.
So,
If you go to the,
second.
Second it.
all of them,
All right.
if we can go.
4 signs.
We can go to Lowe's and get the boards built.
Yeah. We're getting lamb white wood.
That's very how much we have to get boards. To do that.
Maybe something that if you was just showing.
Okay, want to put 2 boards on, sign,
Well, what it is,
bend it off.
if you make a A-frame, put a
Yeah,
board across it, put more on top, you don't have to slide the board in.
yeah. But I'm just saying, to support the sign and from the wind or whatever you
You
may,
don't need to.
you don't need to, okay.
Nope, you don't need to.
All right, I know nothing about this.
I'm gonna,
You put that board out of the outside.
Okay.
I'll make a motion, we discuss items 3 and 4. This, maintenance agenda items together. Do you have any information that we got out of turn that OG&E's gonna take forever to get everything moved over there? Electric will probably be a better way to go, and if we're gonna talk about bringing an electrician out to fix the lights, which I think is probably a good idea, then they can make sure the wiring's done right,
Same
wiring
thing.
here at the same time.
Don't pull 2 110s together.
That was your sort of thing. Or we can, make a motion to discuss both items together.
I said.
All in favor?
Aye.
So,
Big John, which one of these heaters you like?
Sorry?
Which one of these heaters you like?
Just for that shop, I think the 239.99 and 10,000 W1.
The expensive one?
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering, how much square foot, there is no insulation in that building, is there?
yeah, that's just,
It's just a,
Well, I was just saying.
Oh, is that
it's
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was-
What's the square footage? Now, this one has a thermostat.
sorry?
The expensive one has a thermostat, does the other?
Yes, they all have thermostats.
Oh,
Which one did you say you wanted?
The 239.99, I mean, if it's possible.
well, I don't want the
Back
one
page?
that,
Yes, the very long back page.
so it's $90 more than the mid price. I think we should get the bigger one. It's 2,000, yeah, it's about 8,500.
We're just trying to.
There's a 10,000 versus the 140, looks like they're side to side there on the back page.
So.
One's 8,500 and one's 2,000.
Dude, I think probably the 665 come in and fix the lights. So I imagine we probably have $150 for that.
Oh, you think
Lights. Probably have $130 to wire the heater. We're talking about $1,000 here, but in a heater, fix all the lights. We good?
If that much. So not to exceed, yeah. Because maybe it'll be less than that. Did you make a
I'll make
motion?
a motion.
I second.
All in favor?
There's the evidence of the gas heater that's in there. It was caught on fire.
Because he pulled the bottom tray off and this fell out of it.
Nice. Okay.
We just got a motion made, we got a second.
Oh, I missed that,
Yes.
sorry.
Motion for both the $239 heater and Gooch Smith come out and fix all the lights and electrical in the shop.
Keep it.
Yeah, the Gooch was 665.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright,
Yes, it is.
and your lights.
I'll call them tomorrow, see if they can start.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
We'll get water in there.
Yeah. Cemetery report?
I don't have anything to report. BJ went out there just to look and make sure everything was okay. We were wondering if all the trees needed to be taken out from the fence line. That's something he could be working on.
I think we need to take them all out.
Okay, well, like right now, we have nowhere to put them, so.
Yeah, yeah, you put them out in the back, that field.
You put them north of the fence on Stitchcomb's property.
Yeah.
Oh, we can put them in his
Yeah.
property?
There's somewhere,
There's a place where Jason burned 2 years ago.
Yeah, you'll find us.
But we haven't got anything on writing from him doing this information. I know we have permission to do anything in writing, so.
I think,
I don't know.
You would think George.
you make him mad.
Yeah, it's better to,
He's the type of guy, he has to do it, and I'm gonna make him mad.
it's the young kid, he's even worse than his dad.
Yeah.
He's not a young kid, he's 40 years old.
He's one of those guys, you ask him, his word is as good as his.
I don't know that. I don't know that. Just in case anybody else has.
I don't think anybody would ask.
Because we already done one.
Okay, I've already asked him once, we asked him twice, I better ask him again before you start.
Yeah, I'm just not sure.
The main thing is, no, he'll have his livestock there, the main thing is you've gotta keep the fence in place, because those cows,
Well, that's the hard part. Have you walked the fence line?
I know,
It's grown into trees.
I know, so you just have to cut the tree off at the fence top.
Some of the trees are,
Because we did, he'll have to go back and take the fence part up.
Yeah, I understand, but
So
some,
maybe in phases, anything that can be taken out that doesn't affect the fence too, and it was going to,
We'll have to get
plan
temporary.
another weekend and
a
take it out,
temporary
but-
fence or whatever, yeah.
If we have,
stuff like
get several people together on one weekend, we could take one side out and replace it.
once you have all the stuff out that doesn't affect the fence, then we'll we'll have an idea of what we're gonna need to be able to do, let's plan that weekend ahead.
So, the last time cows got in there, it was over $950 damage. And people really have a problem when their headstones get
So,
damaged.
I understand Carl and Jason's got claw buckets on their tractors. When I start dropping them trees, there way we can rent our own piece of equipment,
Well,
try to move that stuff.
Well,
We'll be fixing that soon.
we're gonna be fixing it pretty quick. But he's talking about tomorrow.
Well,
No, not tomorrow. I mean, when I start
We
dropping.
stop.
Well,
as long as you schedule it.
Yeah. yeah, well, let's see.
Let's do it in new business.
Do it in new business? Do it in new business.
Okay. Anything else on the cemetery?
Oh, no,
Okay.
bad.
Court. Code enforcement report.
So we had, court in November, the issue that was, the only thing on the docket has been continued to a February 4th court date.
That was the fence of Mr. Wheeler.
Yeah.
This is, discussion possible ordinance. What's this?
So this is that same ordinance that was tabled last month, regarding the height of the grass, and I haven't done anything further with it, and so can we just table it?
You know, it's 12 inches, like that big.
Yeah, and it's, since we're not, grass is not growing right now.
Well, but basically, the problem was we didn't know how much of the original, we were only adding
The 12.
this clause to the existing ordinance. Is that not correct?
Well, that and then striking the appendices from it. So it does change, I think, the original ordinance, but just striking the appendices and then adding the 12 inches
Okay.
for
Well,
grass.
I think there was a
But-
question that we were gonna ask Bryce about or something, I know he's
Okay.
answered a few questions, he also went in, I'll can we table this later?
Yeah,
January 8th?
yeah,
Alright, make a motion to table.
I second it.
All in favor?
That's,
Okay.
Not an issue for a few months anyway.
no.
Declare the motion called. Open it up.
Motion to table that as well.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Emergency management report. Okay. Well, I tested this out a little bit, a few days late, but we just forgot. But, it happens to the best of us. But it was tested a couple days late, and they were tested fine. Got the radar sounds where you have them redone. I ain't got it back yet, thinking how to get it. But I'll go get it soon, next day, so. Other than that, it's been pretty quiet, I think.
Yeah, I throw a keyword on there, don't you?
Yeah. So, anybody got any questions I need to ask me about anything?
Good.
Okay, I'm gonna,
A new business?
ask you all to, I'm gonna change our call letters on the radios, emergency EM 1, 2, 3, and 4. That way you can have your 1305 back to where you can use it.
Sounds good to me.
Well, you guys are gonna be on fairgrounds and counties also, county runs on, you know.
Well, he can go as coil
It's
E
gonna be
and that
coil.
one.
It's a big
Yeah,
coil,
it's
you know.
coil.
Okay, so we gotta just specify it, coil, you know.
Yeah, I just gotta be specified as coil.
Okay.
That's all, because that way they can have their numbers, what they need.
Does, state comps have any, issue with call signs, numbers, et cetera? Is that something we need to probably call, I think it is, man. State contractor, I don't think there should be a problem.
There's not a problem, because you can always set that up to the town, or the person.
department that's on there. Would that be any, that should be,
Because we just, I'll make sure we clarify.
Right.
It's town report, not,
well, I like the idea of going for EM just because
that, but that's,
those 1,300 numbers is hard to determine between firefighters.
And unfortunately, we can't retire any numbers because we only have so many.
but never, that there, you guys can put it back in your system where you need it to be. So, anybody got any problems with that?
Thank you for asking.
I just want to make sure everybody knew before I did it.
Get with him and he'll get you with the guy that does the lettering. You can change your lettering on your tile.
Probably just take it plumb off for now.
If you ever wanted to redo it, he knows the guy in Guthrie that does it.
We're gonna have to do something for that. I'm just trying to nurse it along here right now.
Drive it till close to it.
Well, but he's gonna come view it.
In
In the middle of the night, call
As
DJ.
long as it's not midnight.
Probably honestly have to help us.
I gotta tow over my truck.
Okay, new business.
You wanna announce it? Right there. Start right there.
Our REAP grant, they call award to, Coil. Is,
$1,000. Where'd it go? Right there. We asked for 100, I'm giving us
100,000.
As for the tractor, implements and gravel, what else did we put in there?
Just fixing the streets.
Road work. Yeah, gravel and,
Are you guys doing any paving with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the gravel.
That's the one I told you we used that.
Oh, the asphalt, yeah, there's, and fixing holes by your house.
Yep.
That's big, big old.
So that was the other thing, was the asphalt, there's asphalt in there and there's gravel.
We got 100,000. We got, Langston got some too,
Well, they always get some.
160.
Well, we got 147 last time. Yeah. I will, I learned some information last week by talking to our neighboring COG, the COEDD in Central Oklahoma Development District. We're setting, there's no way we should not be asking for our full ACOG grant every year on the dime. We've got a humongous possibility of getting that grant. If you'll notice, they had 2,000,009 to hand, of requests. They handed out 100% of their grants, 2,000,005. To our neighbors to the north and to the east had 10 million in requests. They too got 2,000,005 to hand out. And the reason being is it's only going, this REAP grant to towns under 7,000. And when we're in a district with Oklahoma City and Edmond and Guthrie and yada, 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 yada,
We're
yada.
one of the few that actually qualifies for it.
Exactly, where they've got all of those in Payne County, Lincoln County, and I don't know exactly what other, there should be at least 4 or 5 other counties to the east. So they got a bunch of small
You let me know.
places.
I'll cut you off.
But I'm-
I'm so for a minute, so I'll make a motion to adjourn.
And I second.
All over.
But just remember that,
Let me know
there's-
everything.
860.
that we've got to maybe be more prepared than we were the last time. Yes, sir.
What,
We've done meetings, these things.
what size tractor you on get? You know?
What did we quote?
Like a 65 horsepower.
65 horse.
About that 65, 70.
That's adjourned.
Who did?
He did. Oh, you did.
Oh,
He motioned it, I seconded it, and he said, get out of here.
I missed it all.
I have a question for those that have been around a long time. You guys, the depot, the fire department's gas line, I'm pretty sure it goes into the depot and then over to the fire department, correct?
I have
It
no.
does.
Do you know if there's, what is in that building that runs off gas?
It used to have a cook stove and heater and all that,
Everything's been removed?
nope.
It's still in there?
Well,
Okay.
but the point being, what, you want a straight line?
No. For a generator, for them to run off gas, they needed to know what in that building runs gas. Because it goes into that building and then
Gas
to
range
us.
in there, gas stove range.
So they were curious because they're gonna have to up our pressure a little bit. And if they up our pressure, if it's something we end
They're
up
gonna cause
doing,
leaks in there?
it'll cause leaks in there, so we will have to go in there and cap off
Yeah,
anything that runs off gas.
that
So-
should be capped now.
Yes, but that's just my question.
No, but that's a good
Well, they
question.
need to be cast outside there.
Well, do you know where it comes into the building? From where, do you know where the line, do you know where the source of that line starts to where?
Across the street.
Well, once it's on the depot,
Across the street from the depot, it goes there, over to the depot, and then over to the fire department.
Be better off if you just
It'd make more sense to go from
straight to.
the fire department, but
Straight over.
What the, when we
Well, we
get
gotta find
the
out.
CPWA, we're getting ready to get a generator also.
so then at that point in time, we're gonna have to split the gas lines.
we just gotta find out where all these.
Wait,
Because the,
no, we can't pay for it, no,
Yeah.
I know that, but it's a little too convoluted for me. No, I don't like things that blow up.
yeah, he asked, so I figured I'd ask you guys, cause I've been in there when it was open, but I don't remember.
Now, I thought there's a cook stove in there, range, hot water tank, and
Well, all those things should be tapped off.
I think he, may not be here, I think. They used, what is it?
I don't remember, but,
Well, it needs to be tapped off.
yeah. So if we find a grant or just get this generator,
Well,
I'll.
so where's the meter? Is it on the depot?
It's across the street.
Road.
It's on the south side of Lewis, over behind the,
See where they put that?
No, I heard you, yeah.
Yeah.
It's where they put the,
Meter.
it's on the other side of the road.
It's kind of behind the museum, kind of hidden under a bunch of brush.
I was gonna say we'd be better off take that meter out, just bridge that, and then put the meter in there by the fire department.
Yeah.
So that it becomes a service line to the department itself instead of,
Well, and we're gonna need
And then we won't
our own
worry
meter for the generator for the lift station.
There may be other options to get gas to the maintenance building and the fire department. They may have a line on the other side of the road
Well,
by
but
the
see,
ball
the
field.
generator's gonna be on this side of the, it's gonna be near the lift station.
yeah. Just saying, I think when we've discussed the issue with OG and ONG in the past, there's not a line on that side of the road. Which is why.
Yeah,
the
but if
meter
there
where
is
it
one, why don't we,
There's not.
Well, there needs to
We
be.
already talked
well, there's
to.
a service line coming under there when we get into the depot.
Oh, that's a low
side.
pressure line.
But to the shop, they have to come down Broad and bring us.
Well, what I think needs to be done is they need to go from that meter across the road and three different meters. One
Yes.
for the town building, one for the fire department, and one for the depot, is what needs to be done.
Yes.
Kill
That's why
three
I'm
birds with
saying,
one
take
stone.
that meter out and just bridge it,
Come
come
across,
across, put one meter in at each place. yeah.
Exactly, that's what needs to be done.
That's what I'm saying, if they're just the service lines, and the service lines have multiple meters on them.
Because it's small.
Oh, yeah.
I'll
okay.
get you out of here.
Started here.
All right, next,
It's called Board of Trustees, Board Works Authority. Meeting to order at 8:21. Roll call,
There you go.
Trustee King?
Here.
Trustee Hale?
Here.
Mayor Long?
here. Welcome guests, nobody's here.
Mr. Bing's here.
Well, we better-
I have nothing to say.
Yeah,
Anything you'd like to discuss?
Huh?
Anything you'd like to discuss, the board's all yours.
Oh, best keep my mouth shut.
Next thing is consent agenda.
Whenever you're ready, I'll make a motion.
Keep trying to get over it. I second it.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Discussion the irrigation authorizing December 2024 meeting. We call week grant update.
Your turn.
Alright, so, I don't know if y'all heard or not, but we did get the pumps and the color things. Yep. All that stuff, I've talked to Edwards, he knows they're here, he should be scheduling that here real quick to get them installed. And so that should complete about 70% everything. We still gotta get our, risers fixed. I don't know what if we're still down to that 13. How many pipes do we have?
We've got all the pipes are in.
Okay, then all we really need to do is dig out the two.
I think Wade has dug out one just to see how far down it went.
Did he get there? Do you know?
I think so, and he
Okay.
told me something, but I don't
I'm
know.
gonna check it out tomorrow. So anyway, so we still gotta get our discharge field up to snuff. So, and we'll probably blow it out once we get everything installed. I was talking to Dave about that. We put some of the heads on already. We'll take those off probably and go ahead and blow everything out. Bit of communication on my part. But anyway, so that's done. And then we've been looking at the generator stuff. I want to talk to Edwards about that. He's interested in bidding on it as well. So
That'll give us 2 bids.
that'll give us 2 bids on the generator.
Same equipment.
And I've spoken with ACOG verbally about the generator. They seem fine with everything, and I sent her an email this past, when those pumps got here, a picture of the pumps, and I sent her the first bid on the generator we had, and I said, this is the route we're going, and she hasn't sent anything. I just said, if you have any questions, let me know, and she hasn't sent me anything back.
And we've gone back through the paperwork, and that falls well within the scope of.
Yeah, she said the way that they, were looking at it is that it is part of the lagoon system, and that it's an improvement to the lagoon system, and so.
Perfect.
It's, and essentially it is, I mean, you know, the lagoon can't discharge if it can't fill up, so that's
Right.
essentially the first step in getting the lagoon to discharge, is putting stuff in it, so.
And that may be something that we look at, whether or not it qualifies next year for the ACOG, for the REAP grant, is going through and redoing our lift station, whether it's to put a sleeve in and all that they talked about, or just redo it altogether. But that might be something we want to keep in mind.
Well, the good news is that we got 2 new pumps in there.
Yeah.
And we've got our control panel working well, and has he delivered the stuff for the
Did you
monitoring?
put the extra 2 things on?
No, I emailed them, they were supposed to get us on the schedule, and I haven't heard back, so I'll have to follow up
Okay,
on that.
okay.
Yeah.
So, other than the fact that we have to winch them out, it's
We're in
in
good
good
shape.
shape on the lift station.
Seriously, yeah.
Alrighty,
Good.
good.
And then like we've announced the tractor,
Yeah. And
so,
that's, water report.
Meters have been read, weekly, monthly water testing's been done. The fire hydrant at Bond and Pulliam was replaced. We do have, we're on the schedule for the, we are for that that sewer in January, like the 8th and 9th, I think. We're on the schedule for the, inspection of the water tower, the inside
Okay.
inspection, so they're supposed to call us
is
2
that
weeks
rural
before
water
they
being
come.
there? No,
It's some company that they suggested.
Okay.
So we're on that schedule, they'll call 2 weeks before they come out, so when we know, I'll pass that along, just so everybody knows. We do have 2 leaks, water leaks potentially. So, one I think is probably just a service line, the other one, we can't see where it's coming from really, so that would, but,
Pause here. is that one over on First that we had last Thanksgiving, bubbling up out of the concrete, or out of the asphalt.
Well, it's not bubbling quite like that, but yes. It's
Pond
a
is.
it's a slow bubble. It's more like the one that was on First. It's all,
All good news is this is low water usage.
yeah. And they just called on Thursday, I think, so I thought since we had this, we could wait until today and then move on it.
So what, I guess each leak is its own thing. You know, we made the decision to get somebody to fix them rather than renting and digging and doing and you were here, did you hear when Josh was doing the cost of renting and doing?
No, I mean, I was here for a little while while he was still here, but we didn't have any leaks during that time.
So by the time it costs, by the time you get rent.
I think we're better off.
You probably should not pay for half.
That's what I was, that's,
Well, and we've got a good
Unless
relationship
we
with
had,
that.
unless we had a backhoe here to dig it
Right.
out.
Right.
maybe next time.
Even then, he keeps all the fittings and everything on the truck typically for something, and it's more or less, as soon as they get to it, they can fix it.
Yeah, I think it's working well, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the discussion of possible action on grade work, construction, fixing leaks in town.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
So anyone like to discuss that, or just take action and say,
Well, I
yeah,
think
let's
they
do
have-
it?
well, we were talking about, this is low water usage,
Yeah.
it's not emergency, but it probably should be fixed as soon as we can get on their schedule.
So one of them is on Lee and Pulliam, right across from Dean's. It's just, actually, it looks like it's the house across the street from there, but it's just bubbling up through the asphalt, you can see it. Right now, it's just a little wet spot on it, but the other one is at Pond and Triple X in the dirt. That one, you can't really see, where it's coming from, right at the corner where, Deanie.
I kinda wonder if that's not if we didn't have something break loose underneath that, that's where the main service line terminates at the end of town.
That's where they always let the water out of the meter.
Well,
I
and
mean,
out of the hydrant, and I kinda wonder if maybe something when we were changing this other one and repressurizing, if maybe something got knocked loose there. Maybe we're coming up underneath that.
I do hope it's not the hydrant.
So either way,
Well,
if that's the case.
South
or-
of the hydrant, although I did have a drink at the hydrant.
It was,
I don't know.
we can't
Well,
make too
not
many
that.
hydrants. Yeah, well, they just need to be fixed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
I'd have to go ahead and call them.
get on his schedule.
Okay.
Make a motion that we hire Gray Work to come out at 62 weeks.
I could second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, wastewater report?
We've been cleaning around the lagoons, he's had to reset the aerators several times, and been still pumping out the irrigation pond as needed to level.
This afternoon said, getting off a bunch of tree limbs or a tree right now there or something.
Good,
We're gonna get a bunch of the cattails cut out and everything.
good.
I was pretty concerned the other day, I drove by and it looked like it was a little bit deeper than it was after all that rain, but weight was
Yeah.
already on it, and I walked in and everything looked like it was low. and-
We had the 3-incher going again.
Yeah.
You say no, that's.
Okay,
He's doing good, so it's looking good over there.
anything else?
Well, no, the SLRAT will be here January 8th and 9th, I believe,
Okay.
for that testing, so.
Alrighty, new business.
The night, what was somebody came in a few weeks ago that he was running around with, what was that? Was that looking at the Duke's roots or?
The guy from Duke's Roots came and met with him one morning, but I don't think they went and looked at anything.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
We're
but-
looking at doing that again, and that's, still falls under the SLRAD and,
Right, do the SLRAT testing and the CCTV grant with that, and we could go out for the Duke's Roots grant to treat some more of our lines.
excellent.
Okay. New business? adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
That's it.
All in favor?
And then we got the little, yes, we are.
So,
Yes, thank you, sir. So, cool.
thank you for your work on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Okay, call this, board education, what's it? Call education authority, board of trustees order.
Motion on.
Roll call
Trustee King?
Yep.
Trustee Gale?
Here.
Mayor Long?
here. Motion yes.
Any comments?
I'm doing good. Glad to be here.
All right.
Consent agenda.
Okay.
Motion to approve minutes.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Business agenda. Education City Trust report. Anybody got anything?
Have you sent the bill for the, to the school and have we got it yet?
I sent it to them, I haven't received it back yet, they had a meeting, I think, on Monday, so.
Okay, so as soon as they send us the money and we pay for the audit, this thing is gonna go straight.
Good.
You still have to hold the meetings, correct?
We still have to hold the meetings, and just let everybody talk, so that you're not astounded. We still have not signed title over to the school on the freaking gym. And I reminded Cagle, at maybe the Christmas party, it's the last time I saw him, that he needs to talk to his lawyer so that we don't have to sign 10 years worth of pieces that's in the book. One should suffice, but I would prefer them to bear the cost, because if we bear the cost, we're gonna bill you anyway.
I'd say we, yeah, take one more chance to do it in one shot. Motion to adjourn?
I second.
No business, no new business, motion adjourned.
Motion.
We second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, the guy calls and he shows up with a